Hello everyone, this is your boy QBABY. Welcome to QBABY's Let's Be Honest. I got my special guest.
Christina, what's up, guys?
So today's topic is going to be about marriage, you know what I'm saying, like on the different views on it.
Yay!
So,
well, you asked me to talk about it, and
yeah.
I'm not an expert, but we'll talk about it.
Okay. So what do you think far as like relationship go? Like what do you think that it takes to actually make the relationship work?
Like I said, I'm not like an expert on that because I have been through a divorce before. We were together for almost 10 years, and then I got the fuck out of that situation.
Okay.
And I already knew my husband now, Cody, and we've been together. It's fixing to be 9 years, and we've been married for almost 6, I think. So, it's almost 5. He corrected me.
God damn.
Popped out from around the corner. Hello, you're wrong. But no, honestly, the only thing that I can tell you about the whole relationship aspect of being in a marriage or trying to make it work or being in one that actually lasts a little while is that the main thing is communication with the other person. Because if you can't communicate how you feel in any type of situation or anything like that, then there's going to be those misunderstandings that are going to go to another level no matter who you are. At some point you're going to get fed up. Like, you're with that person 24/7. That is your person that, you know, y'all chose to be together because it is a choice to stay married.
Yeah.
You have to work at it all the time because everybody grows as a person throughout their lifetime. It doesn't just stop.
Okay.
So you gotta still love them no matter like how they face through their phases in life. If that makes any sense at all.
Like,
but
I can understand.
You have to put the effort in, and it has to come from both sides. It can't just be one-sided. It can't just be like, oh, well, the man does this, so they should be treated this way, or the woman does this, so they should be treated that way. Y'all are in a marriage together. When you took your vows, whatever those were, you knew, no matter what the words were that you said, that you're choosing to be with that person for the rest of your life. And I've been through a divorce, yes, but it was a not great situation, and there was like mental and physical stuff that went on that shouldn't have went on in that situation for way too long.
I understand.
And I was on the receiving end of it and reciprocated it too, because once you're in that for so long, you can only take so much.
I can understand. Like, I think the thing that I would say is that it definitely takes both people to like definitely like fight for one another.
It definitely does.
Like, I think a lot of people get confused and conflicted a little bit because they think that it's all about me. You know what I'm saying?
Well, and not only that, but a lot of it, in my opinion, is like not so much it's all about me, but it's I do this for you, what do you do for me? Or, you know, oh, well, I do all these things for you, but what are you doing for me back?
Yeah.
And you can't have that outlook on it. It's not a tally. You're not keeping score on who's doing what for who.
Yeah.
You have to both support each other in all the ways that you can, mentally, physically, whatever it is. And if you're lacking in one, you got to pick up in a different area, because even though your partner's there to help you and support you through hard times, you still have to do the best that you can to make yourself okay as much as possible. Not just for you, but for the person that you're with too, because you chose that too.
Yeah, so do you think that when it comes to those kind of relationships that, you know what I'm saying, the man and the woman is trying their best to be the best version of themselves?
They should be, but unfortunately that's not always the case.
So what do you think that it will take far as like to sustain it? Like far as like what do you need to do to like be the best partner you can be, like on both sides of the spectrum? Like what you think can be improved as far as that goes?
basically you just have to be open-minded. You have to be open-minded to the point to where it's like, okay, they're going through the situation too, and I feel like this, but they have this going on, so maybe this is, just a wide scenario of it would be just like they have stuff going on, and you have to be respectful of that and try to be understanding. And a lot of people are not open-minded in a lot of aspects, especially when it comes to relationships.
I think a lot of people give up very early in a relationship. That like they're there for like, oh, like I married him because of love, and then love fades. You know what I'm saying? And like I try to tell young men and young women is that you don't get married because of love. You get married because of duty and love. You know what I'm saying? To an extent. You know what I'm saying?
Because, it's definitely both.
Yeah, that's what
I was about to say, hold on now.
No, I'm just saying like because the thing is that love is more of an emotional thing where duty is different. Because the reason why I say it's kind of like both is because when you love someone, your emotions can change easily. You know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah.
Because that's the reason why I'm pretty sure you heard of girls and guys that say that I fell out of love with the woman that I was in love with. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, it happened with me before. I've been there, so.
You know what I'm saying?
It's an understandable situation because, like I said, people change.
I'm just saying, like, as a person, like, you have to realize that love fades. That's the reason why people talk about the love bubble. You know what I'm saying? And it takes, like, you know what I'm saying? You both to like here you said at the beginning, like how you both have to fight for each other to be able to make the relationship make it to the end. And that's something that I had sat down and talked to some 80-year-olds at my job. And like the conversation was like, I was like, how did y'all make it, you know what I'm saying, 60 plus years together? You know what I'm saying? He was like,
that's a long time, bro.
Yeah, 60 plus years, boy. 60 plus years. That was like, I think him and his wife was like 96 is how old he is, and I think she's like 86, somewhere in there. And they've been together for over about 60 plus years.
Oh, yeah.
And you know what I'm saying? And I really applaud that because I'm like, people be talking about, oh, I did 10 years or 20 years. I'm like, 10 and 20 is like a dime in the bucket. When you make it them 30s and 40s.
That's still a lot of work, though. You have to think about that, too, because a lot happens. Yeah. A lot happens in 10 years. I mean, time-wise, it's considered a decade. Mm-hmm. So, if that's a pretty good sized chunk of your life. True. But by no means is it the 30, 40, 50 and up range. You know what I mean?
Because I think with that 30 and 40, like how you said, is that
that's definitely a lot of time and a lot of work. But there are people that do love each other enough to put in that work.
Yeah.
But that's what it boils down to at the end of the day, is that you have to be willing to put in that work.
True. I 100% agree. Like, that's one thing that I definitely, try to, push forward is, if you're going to get married, you got to be willing to put in the work. Like, I can understand if you're in a bad situation, like how you said, you know what I'm saying, he wasn't one of yours.
Well, I stayed in it for, years before I chose to leave, so it's not like...
It was like...
I was just like, oh, fuck it, you know what I mean? Yeah. Out of nowhere type stuff, and we went through what we went through, it is what it is, but the work and effort was put into it. It just was not necessarily worth that, and I'm super happy now, so I'm like peeking around the corner, but no, I'm glad that I did leave that situation, because people should not stay in situations like that.
I can definitely understand it. It's just like, when it comes to those kind of relationships, to make it to the end, I be letting people understand, when you take those vows, it's pretty much forever, and that's the reason why I tell young men and young women that they need to be very careful on who they choose to make that marriage, you know what I'm saying, you know what I'm saying? And it, I think it boils down to, a lot of people talking about, oh, I was young, I just wanted to have fun, this, that, and the third.
You don't do it for that. I don't agree with that.
Yeah, I don't agree with that.
I get it, it's whatever, you do stupid stuff when you're younger. Yeah. It is what it is, but that's something that maybe you shouldn't do just because, oh, well, I'm having fun.
Yeah.
It should still be a little bit more serious than that.
True. I definitely agree with you there, because I think that's something that a lot of relationships, because now men are very dicey about getting married to women now. I'm sorry to say it.
I mean, women are dicey about getting married to men too.
I'm pretty sure you can say that.
You know what I mean? We're stuck with y'all just like y'all are stuck with us. It goes back to it all being equal and stuff.
Well,
you have to think about that. Some stuff, yes, y'all do that we can't do.
Yeah.
Y'all are men, like you're supposed to be able to do those things that we can't do.
Like,
But that doesn't mean that it's not like both of y'all in that situation.
I understand, but what I'm talking about is something totally different. I'm not talking about like the shit that y'all go through as a couple. I'm talking about like it's more to lose. Like majority of women get married to some guys to either, you know what I'm saying, to take half their shit. Like that's some of the
Well,
things
you
that's
can't really say majority because
well, it is the majority of
the
women.
population of people that do that is not like.
It's 70% of women that file for divorces and take half of a man's shit whenever they do it.
Well, is it like? How do you know that most of those men aren't just like, fuck it, I don't want anything, here you go?
Do you think a guy that
I don't know.
You telling me a guy that worked his ass off to be as successful as he is just want to give half his shit to a woman?
I mean,
let's be real, no. Ain't no dude trying to
there
get
is a dude that out of screenshot that was like, fuck you enough to where he was just done with the situation.
But it's just the fact is like ask that dude though when he do it again, get married, to lose his house, car, pay child support on top of that.
Well, nobody wants to go through it by choice, but shit, stuff happens.
But that's what I'm saying.
I'm like the worst person ever to have on here because I keep cursing.
No, it's fine. You know what I'm saying? It's just being honest. It's just for most guys like it's a real big risk. Definitely as a successful person, as you know what I'm saying, as a person that had to work to become as valuable. You know what I'm saying, to do whatever you have to do.
Well, if you have a partner in life.
Yeah.
And like you're a dude, right?
Yeah.
So if you had a woman that was yours, like married, y'all are together, been together for a while, and she works and contributes just as much as you do, why would she not feel the same way that you feel about it? Because she has just as much to risk as you do.
At the end of the day, a man don't care about how much money a woman makes. The more successful.
You don't see that as a problem, though.
The fact that I don't care about my girl contributing?
No, the fact that it doesn't matter to you that she would be doing just as good as you or maybe possibly better than you.
Even if
y'all are married and y'all are about to get a divorce, you don't think she's worried about everything she's losing in her life?
Like, the reality is it's only a minority of women that ever have to pay, like, a guy, like, in that situation. And it's just because...
Oh, no, because most of them are mothers. They have children, so...
Like, it boils down to the fact...
You have to help take care of them.
Yeah, I understand, but at the end of the day, like, a man loses far more. Like, if we actually did receipts of how much a man spends compared to a woman...
I feel like that's an opinion, sir.
Like I'm just... It's not really an opinion, it's really...
Look, don't make me eat you up on this channel.
Let them hop in these waters, there's sharks down
That's
here.
what I'm saying, though. Like, you have to honestly think about it. If your woman contributes just as much as you do, works just as hard as you do, does everything for you that you do for her and maybe then some.
Okay.
Like, she should be your equal, right? Because you want her to be your equal partner.
The reality is that I don't look for a girl to help me pay bills.
That's not my point. I didn't specifically say bills.
But
I'm saying, like, she does just as much as you. You want an equal partner, right?
Well, we're talking about finances at that point.
You're talking about everything because it's a relationship. At that point, if you're married, everything is involved.
Oh, okay. But whenever you break up in a relationship,
you still have not answered me, though.
I have.
No, you haven't. You want an equal partner, right? Like somebody that's equal in your relationship with you?
I don't want no one that's my equal.
Well, most people want an equal partner, Kudo. So what they're looking for is somebody to match their energy and be able to grow with them because they are on that same level. And if somebody is your equal and you want an equal partner, then you would think that they equally are like taking a loss when that relationship does not work out.
So do you think a woman that makes six-figure ends up with a six-figure man?
I have not. People end up with people for all kinds of weird reasons. So to me, I don't look at it like a money thing.
Well, that's what...
That is not something that I've ever dwelt on. It's not a money issue for me.
But look what you just, like, you moved the totem pole on what was said, though. What I'm saying is that majority of men don't want to get married because they lose half of their shit, where it becomes a financial major risk.
Yes, you did, but you also said that men stand to lose more than women.
What do a woman...
When a relationship ends. My whole point is why do you think that and wouldn't think that the woman is equally standing to lose just as much. There's a lot of guys that get with women just for them to be taken care of and want that kind of lifestyle just as much as there's women that do it.
Okay, but
So
I'm finna ask
why
you.
don't women have to worry about that too? Why don't they have that mindset and that worry of
Okay.
being married?
Okay, I'm gonna ask you a question. 9 times out of 10, a real man is not looking for a girl to take care of him.
Neither is a real woman.
A real woman is looking for a man to 9 times take the financial load.
You should want an equal partner. It should not be I'm the woman, so take care of me. It
No.
shouldn't be I'm the man, so
What
take
has a
care
man
of
has
me.
always done for a woman is make sure he took care of the household.
That's not like an all the time thing. Everybody has their own situation. You can't stereotype it and put it in a little box.
It's just 9 times out of 10. Like, okay, for instance, when y'all go out to dinner, who pays for the first date?
Well, my situation's a little different.
I'm just saying in general, like in your thought process, who pays for the first date?
It's up to them who pays for it. It's up to that couple.
Well, in general, like, what do you think?
A lot more women pay for first dates and stuff now than what they used to, so you can't expect me to be able to answer that for you.
Come on, sis.
No, I'm being serious.
Like you said, more females pay.
I'm not saying more do. I said a lot more females pay for stuff now than what they're used to be. So I can't answer that question for you. And it actually be like a reasonable answer because I don't know the percentage of women that pay for their dates now because a lot of women want to be able to take care of themselves, to pay for their stuff, and they don't want a man to just do it for them because they're a man.
Okay. Paying for a date.
You can't be like, I want an equal, and then be like, I stand to lose more because I'm a man, and
a man does.
That depends on the situation, though. It's not like an overall thing. You can't say all women are like that.
I'm not saying all women. I said majority. Majority is different than all.
Guys do it too. So how is it a majority of women just
There's
because
only
we're women?
Because there's a minority of guys.
And a man stands to lose more than a woman does. That makes no sense to me.
Okay.
Because to me, you're equal no matter what, and you both would stand to lose the same thing.
Not really, because 9 times out of 10, if you and a guy have children, 9 times out of 10, he's going to have to pay child support because those children are going with you.
You made those kids, so.
So automatically, I have to pay child support.
I have a brother-in-law that
pays child support.
Had to go through that situation, and like, he's the one that takes care of the kids. So in my opinion, she should be paying child support.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, I have that outlook on it.
Okay.
That's why I keep telling you.
That's,
I look at everything like you're equal in the situation.
I understand.
It's hard for me to be like, because I'm a woman, this should happen, or because I'm a man, that should happen.
No, it's not about being a man or a woman. It's just like the normal role of a guy taking a girl out is he's paying for the dinner. He's paying for the movies. He's
like a majority thing because most men want to do that.
Because they know that's their duty. And 9 times out of 10, let's be honest.
I'm not a man. I didn't grow up like that, so I don't know.
But that's what
y'all's thought process is behind it. I just know most men want to be able to be like, it's okay, baby, I got you.
Well, it's because if he doesn't do it, 9 times out of 10, that girl's not going to want to go out on another date with him.
And that is completely realistic, and I know that too, but I don't agree with it.
Okay.
At all.
I
Because
understand.
I feel like, so say like a female asks you to go out to dinner and to have drinks or whatever with her. You're not the one that set up that date. She knew what she was doing when she asked you. So why is she not taking care of that?
Because 9 times out of 10, if like this is how majority of guys think, because you got to realize men think differently than women.
Well, I don't have the same parts as y'all, so enlighten me, because that's like the nicest I can say that.
Like the reality is that we're gonna pay for the date because we want sex. If it wasn't for sex, we wouldn't be paying for this. You know what I'm saying? Like every dude is wired that way. We're wired to pay for the dates, pay for the dinners, pay for the vacations, all the things. These are things
and I feel like that's stuff that cycle needs to be broken.
Like it can't be broken.
It needs to be though, is my opinion. I know that, because there's a lot of things that it just is how it is. And I understand that for you guys, that's how it is. But I don't feel like that's something that I would want people moving forward in life, like being stuck like that, because that's not a healthy way to look at stuff either.
Like,
And that sucks that y'all go through that, and that's really how you look at stuff like that.
like we understand as men that we have a duty. Like regardless if you work or not, as a woman, we're gonna take care of you to the day we die.
Well, see, to me, like I said, if a woman asks you, she should be
But in reality,
she should be taking care of that.
I understand.
Because
But
she set up that date. She asked you.
yeah,
She's the one that wanted to go on the date with you.
okay.
So
I'm just gonna ask
she
you.
should pay for
I'm
that.
gonna ask you a basic question. What do you think the percentage of guys that get laid? Do you think
I
it's
have
80?
no idea. I'm not a guy.
No, I'm just talking about just guess. Just throw me a number.
In what situation? Like
I'm talking
dating or what?
I'm talking about just getting laid, just getting some sex.
I mean,
on regular.
hopefully it's high up there.
Like,
Somebody's doing something
Just,
wrong.
just throw a number like 60, 50, 40,
Like
80.
overall guy population.
Like over guy, all the guys in the world, like in the U.S. that you think is getting laid. Wait, throw me a percentage.
Probably like 60, 65.
20%.
That sucks for them.
Only 80% of guys are not getting laid from their wives or girlfriends or even in normal, because 9 times out of 10 girls are chasing a lifestyle. You gotta realize
That's certain types of women. I don't know what to
like
tell you.
I'm just saying, like for most guys that are in a dating pool, majority of women want a lifestyle. That's the reason why they want a
Change the type of woman you're going after. That's what you keep running into.
But
Like I said, that's not all women. So
I know that's what
obviously there's ones out there that aren't going to do
But-
that. Stop going after that type.
okay, but the
That
ones,
ain't working.
and this is why I break it down all the time. This
It
is why-
ain't working.
This is
Change
what I
what
break,
you're doing.
This is what I break it down to all the time. Because the thing is that when it comes to the women that are not chasing the lifestyle, 9 times out of 10, those women are overweight. They don't want to get in shape. They don't want to try to do anything. That,
You better be real careful talking about overweight.
I'm just saying, you have accept me how I am. They don't want to put no work in.
Look,
Like we know it's some women out there that got actual excuses for being overweight. I'm just saying in general for what it is.
you need to throw punch on your video.
I'm just calling it what it is. I call a spade a spade. You know me very well.
I mean, there's all kinds of situations where people
Yeah.
don't want to put work in, but again, that's that whole you gotta be willing to put work in for each other in a marriage or any
what I'm saying
relationship.
is that for a woman to be able to be seen, she must know that her physical appearance is what attracts a man. You ain't never seen a bitch that look like Lizzo pulling bad niggas that make six figures and all that shit.
No.
Okay, so that's what niggas have to accept.
That's because, like, we were all shown that that's the normal type, you know what I mean? If it would have been some other body type or image out there that everybody had been drilled into their brain that was what
But-
you wanted to achieve
but
in
now
life, it might be different, but it wasn't like that, and it is what it is.
Yeah, but now it's a movement now that it got body positivity now.
Thank goodness, because you have to, like,
But
you have to actually think about how bad that hurts some people, because not everybody has natural body types and stuff like that. So people get in
Like,
their feelings
just
about
stay right where you at. Body positivity.
it.
You think there's body
Quit
positivity?
reaching your hand.
No,
Look, we got a line. You
Yeah, I know.
say
Hey,
it
I'm
over
right here. My fingers ain't going past right here.
You put
No,
your
I'm just
finger in my
saying.
drink on accident. We're
No, I
in a
didn't.
problem.
No, I'm just saying. Like, do you think that same thing is in the men's category?
About worrying about what they look like?
Yeah, the size and stuff.
Fuck yeah.
No. We tell fat people they're fat pieces of shit.
I mean, I understand that, but there are a lot of dudes that worry about what they look like. I grew up with a lot of them.
I'm not saying that they don't worry about it, but do they get the same thing like, oh, you're beautiful, love your curves and all that kind of stuff?
No, they don't.
Okay, you hear harsh things.
My husband does. I don't know what to tell y'all, but maybe that's why I'm still married.
Yo, that's crazy. The reality is that
Look, you have to be into it sexually too. It can't just be.
I understand, but
You can't just be starfishing, just laying there. Like, y'all better move around.
It ain't even necessarily about starfish. It's just about
Yes,
what is
it
attractive.
is. Yes, it is. So you're
What-
telling me that if a bitch starfished on you, that you're gonna want to call her back the next day?
No.
Exactly.
If she's fat, no.
No matter what she looks like, she's just laying there Like, no reaction,
Well,
just laying
oh.
there, not moving, just starfishing on you.
I give my nut the same. That's how men work.
But you don't want that. You want somebody that's actually into you enough to do something.
Like, it all depends on where. Like, you gotta realize men are very basic. We only care about busting
Ain't no man that basic. Like, you don't
Like, we're
just
all
want
fucking basic.
it's not moving.
Okay, majority of women
Are you
lay on their back
alive?
and let a man go to town.
You hear me?
That's the reality.
It's like, are you alive? Like, see?
No.
No.
Dude is real. Only thing it is just simply hit it from the front, hit it from the back.
You have a lot of opinions about all dudes.
This is how majority of dudes work. And the girls that you talking about that actually move around and stuff, yeah, they probably get clapped a lot more. Don't get me wrong. I'm not
We
knocking
get
you.
the rings.
I don't know about the rings now. I don't know about that part. Cause it's a little bit tough on that one. I'm sorry to say it. It's a little tough on that. Like, just because you can move, you know what I'm saying, your booty and do some little tricks.
It's not just because of that.
Like, you have to show that you're more
Where are you
valuable.
getting doing tricks? It ain't a circus.
Well, shit, that's what you try to put it as. That she just laying
I just
there,
said you
know
can't
what
just
I'm saying?
lay there.
Like, the thing is that a man is not focused on any of that other than busting a nut. That's literally what a man is focused on. Busting a
You're doing something wrong.
Bruh, like half the
You should
time.
have more going on in your mind while you're doing stuff with that person.
No, we don't think
And
the same.
well,
That's a girl perspective. The guy perspective, we're not thinking like that. We're just
my bullshit.
But see,
You don't worry about how good
Damn it.
that feels when
I
she's
gotta
doing what
chime
she's
in.
doing.
I gotta chime in.
God
real
damn
quick.
it.
I'm off the front. I don't care.
You
Look,
see what I'm saying?
that's
Like,
some basic ass shit that you just said.
no.
That's a basic guy
Okay,
right
what else
there.
do you think of when you fucking? Unless you in love.
how good that
Without
feels.
being in love with it.
What they're doing.
No.
Like,
Do you think about anything when you just clapping a random person? Is that you're not in love with it? Yeah, y'all married, so it's different. But if you're just fucking around, y'all are not thinking about no shit like that. Probably you, not him though. It's different. It's that's the reason why you have hoes and you have wives.
when you're in a relationship, you're married, you're not supposed to.
No, I just said that. If you're in love with somebody, like a relationship wise, then yeah, that's a thing. If you're married and stuff like that. Yeah, you're thinking about how it feels, how you like touching on her, like trying to, you know what I'm saying, get into your
It's
romantic.
intimacy. That's what that's called.
Oh, whatever it's called.
Okay. That is important. You want to know why a lot of people don't stay together? Because they lack in areas. And if you lack in that, y'all ain't gonna stay together.
Yeah, I can agree. Only thing I'm saying is that when a guy is just
No,
Mess with a
I
random.
completely understand what you're saying. Like, whenever you're just fucking, you're just trying to bust a nut, be done with it,
Yeah.
out the door, see you later, deuces.
yeah,
I get it.
But marriage is-
I was single before.
yeah, but
Like,
marriage is different.
Y'all are not the only ones that do that. I'm just saying, females do that shit too. They'll be like, alright, deuces, see you later.
I understand.
But when you're with somebody that you actually love and you want to be with them and you do get married and you make that choice,
Yeah,
that's a whole other level of
Yeah.
everything.
true. I agree. I don't deny any of that.
I
That's-
think that it's sad that people do look at stuff like what we've been talking about today, like how there are those high percentages of women that do chase that and
Yeah.
they want that lifestyle and they want this and that, and then there's percentages of men that want the same thing and they want a woman to take care of them and be a sugar mama and and more
Yeah.
power to you, whatever you choose. I'm not knocking you.
yeah.
But I cannot personally relate to that because that's not ever been my mind frame. I was not raised by my
Yeah.
parents in my family period to think like that. It was
Sure.
always, like it's about the connection that you have with somebody, what y'all can build together, what version of yourself they make you want to be, and if they're willing to put in the work with you to make it last.
I agree.
You know,
And I think that's something that's missing, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know there's ups and downs in relationships, you know what I'm saying? Because I know it can't be easy.
Oh yeah, it's definitely not. You hit a lot of potholes and
Yeah.
wrong turns and turnabouts and all kinds of stuff.
Well,
So-
we're going to go and take a break. You know what I'm saying? Definitely, you know what I'm saying? Like, subscribe to the channel. You know what I'm saying?
Y'all definitely stay with him. He's gonna get there on his next level to where he has his followers and everything is gonna blow up for you.
Appreciate you.
Cause I love you, brother.
Love you
and
too.
It's gonna be all straight.